Edgar Allan Poe in the Raven, this blade that I'm waving to open your face. It's like opening statements that had you wasted like it's opium, floating you like a boat. It told Georgie to take it. I'm a phenomenon. F9 to 5, 9 to 9. Too foxy, ill 9 like Madonna. Take risks line by line like white lines. You sniffing the times you high. Punch your lights out like San Juan. Call 911. East Coast back. Bong bong. Rubber pum pum. Get in your spirit like an exorcism. Crosses and nuns. Killer priests. Vatican's reach. Archdiocese.
Right, so we are here with the MC, rapper, actor, Senica, and I mean, this guy, he's worked with Ninth Wonder, Wu-Tang Clan, DJ Sway, right here from Maryland, and I'm so thankful to have you on my podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because we met on set.
Yes, we did.
On set of Sessions, this web series. I'm getting stuck here. We met on Sessions, and you just have such a captivating spirit on camera, and I remember that.
Thank you. I appreciate that because, you know, I know it's hard sometimes to stand out just as an individual in any kind of realm that you're entertaining in. So when someone says that to me, I really take heed to that, and I appreciate that for real.
Yeah. And then I went ahead and stalked you and found out that you're an incredible rapper. And so I really just want to get to know, you know, your process. And you have a new album that just came out. We'll get to a little bit later. Okay. But tell me, you know, how did you even get into hip hop, and what made you say like, yeah, I'm gonna become a rapper and a poet, really, because that's really what you are. Yeah, definitely. And just to clarify, you were just doing your research on me. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure you understand, okay. You know, the artistry that comes with me, and I can appreciate that as well. Yeah.
With music, it's just, you know how it is, in any neighborhood that you go up, urban communities, you're always going to adapt to your environment. And in mine, you know, it was tons of hip hop, club music. And it grabbed me because of the message. And I tell kids this all the time. You know, we came up in an era where we was getting the message, you know, like from Nas or KRS-One, or, you know, just different artists, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest. And when they're speaking something and it resonates with you, and then they're also educating you, it's easier to gravitate to it when you're just naturally in that kind of spotlight in your life. So that's what it was for me. I was growing, listening to them.
Okay. So what was the thing that was like, okay, I'm gonna take this up? I mean, you were in school. I mean, I think for a lot of young people, I mean, like you said, music just kind of hits our spirit. Yeah. But I mean, not all of us are gonna say like, I'm gonna do this, and you're totally independent. Yeah. So I mean, what age did you start like creating your own music? And
I was like teenager, you know, like really taking it seriously and just like kind of honing my skill set and recognizing my strengths, working on things that I needed to improve on. And it's an art. So for instance, like if something that you gravitate to it comes effortlessly and you have an interest in it, then you can really excel in that. And for me, music, movies, just entertainment, just in general, I love the way it makes me feel, and I love learning from it and grasping from it. So when you can find something you're passionate about, definitely, you know, proceed with that, because that's where you're going to excel at in life.
Yeah, that's a great point to make, that, you know, as you get older, even if you are into the arts when you're a teenager, at some point society or your parents, you know, your family will tell you, oh, that's not a real job.
Right.
But it's the thing that you're most passionate about.
Absolutely.
So how did you get through that, at least like with your family? You know, was your family supportive?
Yeah, I remember I was a kid. I wasn't even maybe 11 or 12, and I went to the Apollo.
Okay.
I didn't even give my family a chance to not support me, because it was just because, you know, it's one of those things where you can clearly see that someone likes to entertain. And the thing about it is too, with art, when you just look at the term art, there's no way of pigeonholing that. So art comes in so many different forms, as you said earlier. You know, poetry, rapping, dancing, singing, acting, all of it coincides together. It's just different lanes within the same form. So when you look at someone in an art way, then there's really no way of someone saying, well, you can't get a career off of this, career off of that, because you really can get a career off of all of those things. It's just the lanes that you navigate. And if you have direction and you have a good head on your shoulders and you're positive and you believe in yourself, it's nothing that can stop you.
Yeah.
And you'll get the support of those that doubt you, as long as you just keep on proceeding and trying.
Absolutely. So I guess also I want to know about your writing process.
Oh, that's...
I mean, you write everything.
Yeah, oh, of course,
Okay.
of course. Absolutely. I take pride in that. My writing process is just going outside, just looking, seeing what's around me. And then my dreams, you know, and then memories, most importantly. Because I like to tell stories, and I also just like to just tell people what if, the things that could happen. And it's all about the direction that you lead yourself in that determines your fate. And I believe that everyone has an equal chance at having a great life. It's just that some people fall victim to their circumstance. Well, what I do with my writing is I write about the circumstances, the goods, you know, the bad, the pros, the cons, things that are positive and negative. And when you can actually articulate that and put it in a message that's creative and actually grab people's ears, they're going to always see you standing apart from everyone else that may just be trying to just be in the trend, be in the gimmick in the moment. And that's why I call myself Senica Da Misfit, because my sound you're not going to hear on the radio. You know, it's not for like everyone out there today, because you got put underground because of all the mainstream stuff that's out there, which everyone sounds exactly alike. The music sounds alike, the artists sound alike. And I love being the misfit for that reason, because when you see me or when you hear my music, you know it's totally different. So my writing process is just me. I don't have to worry about watching the next guy or the next person or the next artist. It's all about what's within me. And so as long as I do me, then it's always going to be original and unique. So my writing process is just being original.
Well, your originality caught the eye of DJ Sway, Method Man, Redman.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how did you first get connected to DJ Sway?
Sway, it was a situation with some mutual people that Sway knew and I knew. And they were doing this first Unplugged edition where they was going to just take artists to an undisclosed place somewhere in LA and hook them up with a band. And we never met this band before. The band never even played together before. They were all their own solo musicians. And they was going to just put them in the room with a bunch of different MCs. Mm-hmm. One of the people that was in the band, I didn't even know it until after the fact, is Anderson .Paak. He's the drummer.
Okay. That's
in the video with me. And like the other guy, the piano guy, was like one of Usher's pianists, and then somebody from Justin Timberlake's people. Like Sway had it was flavor, and it was so authentic. Like they just started playing music. They didn't even know what they was doing. Like as far as just getting it together, and then just threw us on the mic, let us do what we did. They did what they did, and it was beautiful. But yeah, it was definitely unplugged, and that was probably one of my top 5 biggest experiences in hip hop for me.
Dope.
Like, yeah.
So you went to Sway. When did this happen?
What was this, like 2014, 15?
Okay. So I mean, I guess that kind of was like a big break for you. Or I guess a lot of people saw you then.
Yeah, that was major. Because we were on Shade 45 to this day. Like I'm on there every day. Like I do one of the intros to Sway. So one of his intros that he has on, I think Mondays and Fridays, I'm on there already. But like me and Crooked Eye from Slaughterhouse, they released our videos. Our videos came out together.
Yeah.
And they played all my catalog on there and Crooked Eye's catalog on Shade 45 and promoted it. And then they released it on Sway's Universe. And yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was dope.
And I guess, for artists, people look at like, okay, that was a big opportunity for you, but they don't see the journey that so how many years or what was the time period like before, the opportunity with Sway happened? What were you doing and how were you promoting your own work?
Just independent. I never look at the next person to give me a handout. I've been in a lot of situations with people that have been like eons ahead of me, or just in the industry, connected, all of that. And I've been in the studio with the Knife Wonders and Lords of the Underground and some of the Wu-Tang people. I've been in the studio with them, and I'm not that type of guy that'll sit there and be like, yo, please let me get on this record. Please get, I don't do that. And it's not that I have pride. What it is that I'd rather my work speak for itself, and I'd rather they come to me and be like, yo, you earning that stripe, because it's not easy to be able to get on records with these people or even do shows with them. They may look at you and say you cool, but do you know how many artists approach these guys on the regular? Like, I've seen it. You can barely even get a conversation in at some of these shows, because behind the scenes is tons of people, and that's their life. Like, it's not even a game. Like, wherever they go, they are constantly being hounded. So for me, I take pride in the fact that they actually sit me down one-on-one like this and have a conversation. I did a show. I hope you don't mind me jumping to this, because no one's never gonna know the story. I did a show in Pittsburgh with Redman and Method Man. And it wasn't the hugest crowd because there was a lot of stuff going on that day. So believe it or not, me and my DJ are performing. I didn't even know Method Man was in the crowd watching us. And I remember it like it was yesterday. My DJ said, as soon as I got, I was feeling myself too. Like, we killed it. I jumped out in the crowd because we was just wilding out. We was having fun. So, I jumped in the crowd and was going crazy and stuff. And I remember my DJ said, yo, as soon as your show was over with, he said, Method Man ran from out the back of the crowd and he was looking for you. We went to the back room and Method Man was like, yo, where's Senica? Where's Senica? And my DJ was like, yo, he went over there. And then I came in there and then I turned around and Method Man was right there. He was like, yo, let me tell you, you did your thing. You did your thing. But I'm gonna give you some pointers. This, that, and the third. Don't you ever drop the mic. Cause I put the mic down and I was doing something. He's like, don't ever drop the mic. Don't ever turn your back on the crowd. And it was, the jacked up part about it was, I tried something different with a new song. It was like a real laid back song. So I sat down on the stool and was just rapping to the crowd, trying to do something different. Spliff Star from Busta Rhymes crew, he the one that gave me this advice. I took Spliff Star's advice, and Method Man was like, don't ever do that. So it was just funny because, taking advice from people, but I still learn from that experience. Right. But it's things like that like motivate me and just make me excited, because he ain't had to do that. Neither one of them had to give me advice, but it's like you can command a certain respect with the way you carry yourself and your music and just in general. So I say this to other artists. Make sure that you are in tune with yourself. Stop trying to get caught up in what everyone else is doing. Form your own identity. And with that, the greats like the Method Mans and whoever else, Wu-Tang Clan, Redman's, all of them, they will respect you, and they'll toss you a bone and give you an opportunity, whether it's opening up for them or them getting on the record with you, whatever. But you have to be original. Which
both of them have done with you.
Oh my gosh,
they're on your record, and you're touring with them, you're performing with them.
Yeah, and I had to earn that. That wasn't nothing given. That's paying dues, like literally going out to these shows and just and watching and learning. And my DJ, my man Dark Fader, he is a student of the game. So when I say that, like when he was actually going to these shows with them and watching them grow, he was taking notes the entire time. And he's like, okay, we can add this to our show. We can probably perfect it and do something like this, that, and the third. So it's like, it's about being original, but also paying homage to the artists that are before you that hold it down. Yeah, absolutely borrow from them. Like, definitely get into a groove where you can perfect your own thing. Yeah. But then at the same time, incorporate things that legends do to show you paying homage, and also to keep it innovative. Because like I said, when we have conversations, if we're not doing this, then it's no point of talking. We have to build every time we have a conversation. So you got to learn and grow.
Yeah, and I mean, you're learning from these masters.
The best. The best.
I mean, and it's also about, preserving the culture.
Absolutely.
And allowing, us, people of color, Black and brown people, to be in our own space and tell our own story. So, absolutely. I mean, for them to be really like your mentors.
They are. They really are. Yeah. Yeah, and I've told Method Man and Redman that, like, tons of times. Like, we've been in so many different cities with them and just with their management. Like, it's not even just them. They're the faces, but they're the faces of like a whole conglomerate. So it's like I had to work my way through the totem pole just to be cool with the bodyguard and be cool with the road manager and everyone. Like, I have a relationship with all of them. I remember the first time I realized it was when we was in Colorado and we did 420. And I remember running into the bodyguard. The first time I met him, he wouldn't even let me nowhere near them on the stage. Yeah. And I remember seeing him, and he was like, I was like, oh, no, y'all go ahead. He's like, what are you talking about, Seneca? Y'all family, y'all better come over here and eat some of this food. I said, you ain't got to tell me twice. Went over there and started tearing that food up like I've been eating with them forever. So, you know, it's a comfort that you establish with people. And it's a respect at the end of the day. So when they see me on that stage now, it's like salute. Oh, we already know Seneca about to hold it down, this, that, and the third. You know, so it's a beautiful thing, but it's a grind. It doesn't happen overnight.
Absolutely. So I guess I have a question about the industry, right? So you're clearly like, you know, and you still work in the community too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, when we met and I see that, oh man, you work with Redman, and you know, it's a sense of like, you know, you're moving deeper into the industry and much more connected. Yeah. What have some of the experiences been like, I guess, you know, being in the music industry and deciding to still be independent, rather, you know, not having a manager, and not like what are some of the obstacles or some of the, you know, benefits of being an independent artist?
Okay, so I can tell you the pros and cons like very easily. I had a situation before when this was probably like, I was a little younger. Anyway, I had an opportunity to sign with Columbia Records. I had won this contest that Nas was having when he had did the One Mic, the Stillmatic album. Long story short, they still had 50 Cent on Columbia at the time. He had a whole album done, but it was when they was holding him and not letting him go just before Eminem signed him. And so they was shelving him, and they was letting me hear his music, and I was like, oh my God, like my stuff ain't nowhere near as hot as this. And I was just like, wow, like, and I remember the A&R, he was from Baltimore, and he was looking out. He was like, yo, you're dope. I love what you're doing. Your beats suck, but your rhymes is crazy, and we can definitely get you on some stuff. However, since you don't really have a name for yourself, you're not gonna have creative control. And when he said that, I was like, oh, okay. I said, so what do you mean creative control? It's like, basically, if we want you to do a song about booty, 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 you would have to do it, and you wouldn't have no creative control over that. And I've been used to being able to write my own music, being able to perform my own songs. And he was like, however, if you get your name known, you know, do like 106 in Park or something like that, start getting a buzz for yourself, then you actually have a bargaining tool to use in signing a contract. So to say that, I say that creative control is the thing that you get to have as an independent artist. You know, you may not make as much money, you may not get as much promotion, you may not even go as far as you may see yourself going, but you can keep your integrity. And if you're really an artist and you are very, you know, particular about your work, like I am, then that means more than anything. Like, I don't have to be rich. I don't have to live beyond my means and put myself in these situations and compromise my integrity just because I want to be more known or famous. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's a level of maturity that comes with being a real artist, and that is not caring about the spotlight being so much in your face. You know, just do your music, have a good time. You'll get what you need, not what you want.
Right.
You know,
and it's consistency.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Because
discipline.
When you don't have that creative control, they could tell you at the drop of a dime that we're not gonna release your music, and you're gonna have to put out this kind of song. You got to work with this producer. You got to write this kind of song, and they may even throw some writers in there and say you're not even gonna do your hooks. This person gonna do your hooks. Next thing you know, I got somebody with autotune. I'm like, man, autotune ain't even in no more like that. Why y'all get? You know, it's just whatever. So. Yeah.
So, I mean, in the news also what's happening with R. Kelly, and I mean, this whole, you know, it's horrific. And I mean, people have known about this for a long time, but because of this docuseries that's just come out, Surviving R. Kelly, you know, people are really being exposed to what's really happening in the industry. And I was telling a friend that a R. Kelly audition, that was the last audition I did when I was in LA. Oh, wow. And I didn't even know it was for an R. Kelly video. And some of the stuff that they were asking the women to do, it was crazy just in the audition space. Wow. And I ended up walking out. But that was the last time I ever did anything in LA when I decided, you know, I'm just going to focus on my own work. So what are your thoughts on, I mean, specifically, I mean, about R. Kelly, or just more just the industry, you know, this need for fame and people who have power, really taking advantage of people who, you know, just want to be in the spotlight. And unfortunately, a lot of those young women, you know, they wanted an opportunity. They wanted to, whether to sing or, you know, some of it could have been a financial gain for them. And of course, I'm not condoning what R. Kelly has done, but it really is reflective of the entire entertainment industry in whole, because it happens in Hollywood too. Like, what are your thoughts on, I guess, power in the industry and, you know, those who do have that power, how they manipulate, you know, those of us who don't are trying to come up?
Okay, well, I want to apologize for the chuckle I did when you mentioned R. Kelly, because, you know, that's not a laughing matter. It's when I laugh at stuff all the time, that's my first line of defense when something either offends me or if I just don't like something. I naturally laugh because I'm an optimist, so I try to find the bright side of everything. So I say that to say that, well, R. Kelly is really unfortunate because he's a very talented person. And when I saw the docuseries, I haven't watched the last 2 episodes because I just haven't had it in me to see it. But I feel bad for everyone involved. R. Kelly, it's sad because he's also a victim of the circumstance, and he allowed that as a grown man to linger on. Right. And now he's affected so many other different families. And, you know, honestly, mental health, that's why it's so important. And us as people of color, we don't have the resources to get those things. I remember seeing in the docuseries, he said that his brother or someone had said that something had happened to him, and R. Kelly was like, nah, whatever, da 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 da. And maybe if they were getting counseling, therapy, whatever, a chain of events may have not taken place that have taken place with R. Kelly. Now he's become a person in power. He's not the first, and he certainly will not be the last to actually abuse his power. You know, it happens in the acting and entertainment industry all the time. It's like a freaking secret society.
I mean, corporate.
Yeah, I mean, any place of power. So he's not the first, and he won't be the last. It's just that because he's from the black community, we shine a spotlight on it. The Harvey Weinsteins, all of these people, even Bill Cosby, unfortunately. There's a lot of different people that become entertainers, and it doesn't take away the vices that you have. You know, there's sick and twisted ones, and we don't know his history and how far that goes back to his lineage. I know people personally that have been a victim of these circumstances, and it's a cycle, and we have to break that cycle in society by creating awareness. But people have to be empathetic to those that are also doing these things, because it comes from somewhere. It's kind of like somebody that's running. Well, you know, they had to walk first, so he had to experience something to even know what he's doing. And so I remember seeing an interview when he said he was in love with his mom or something and wanted to marry his mother. It's like, the logic behind that is it's not even surprising what he's done to these other people. So I think that with him liking the younger girls and stuff, that's just control. That's a narcissistic way of thinking, to be able to manipulate someone. And then you tag on the fact that he's a famous artist on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so multi-layered and complex that, you know, he has masterminded this, how to abuse, you know, especially young women of color. Yeah. That this whole issue wouldn't have been an issue if it was young white women. And I mean,
one white girl, and that he would I'm sorry to laugh. He would have been locked up so long ago if it was one girl. Like, everyone knows that, you know.
I mean, I'm glad this is being told and people are having these conversations, because, I mean, in the end, this comes back to our community. Yes. And I mean, you do a lot of great work in the community too. Also reflective in your music, but I saw that you work with young people at your church.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bible study for the kids, 7 to 12 years old. And sometimes I get even older kids in there as well. And believe it or not, it's therapeutic for me. Yeah. Because I'm also reinforcing how I need to look at myself, because everything in there is positive. I tell them that they kings and they queens, you know, off the bat. Your value of yourself is what's going to determine the decisions that you make in life. And if you feel like you don't have a value, then that's when you're going to make a lot of decisions that's going to make you bump your head. I said there's 2 paths you can walk. You can walk a straight one. You can allow God to lead your heart. You can allow God to help influence your soul. Or you can lead by your flesh, and your flesh is what's going to have you bumping your head, you know. So at the end of the day, I teach them about just having self-respect and being self-reliant on yourself, holding yourself accountable for the decisions that you make. I think if R. Kelly had someone like that in his life at a younger age, he probably would have made better choices when it comes to what he's been doing on outside of his music.
Absolutely. Awesome. So we're going to totally kind of change gears a little bit.
We on that serious gear. Like, I feel like I'm on Dr. Phil.
I mean,
nah, I'm playing.
I hope R. Kelly gets what he gets.
Yeah,
say that.
Get it.
But tell us, like, what are you working on now? What are some things that are coming up for you?
Well, let's see.
And your album.
Yeah. Poetic Ruckus, that's out right now, available on all digital platforms and all that good stuff. Yeah, we've been promoting that project, like I said, on tour and everything, and doing shows, and and it's it's on a lot of things overseas as well. We're just promoting good music, good hip hop music. So on top of that, promoting and doing shows with my DJ Dark Fader. I'm doing some acting projects as well, and I met a couple of special people on some ones recently, somebody behind the camera, someone in front of the camera, just a little something.
What's up, Darius?
Shout out to Darius. And just acting as well, because that's another artistic thing that I'm passionate about. So the sessions, I don't know what's gonna come of it, but I'm excited about it. I love it because that was
just the message
so deep. Was mental health,
right?
Once again, something that the Black community and just communities of color is lacking. So that is such. I'm most excited about that. Like out of everything that I've done, I'm excited about that because the message is so deep. It's consistent with what you're doing, what I'm doing, and what community is doing. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad that project facilitated this meeting.
Yeah.
So you're going on tour, or where can people find you next live?
Year, well, the next show that I'm doing is February 22nd at Rams Head Live in Baltimore, Maryland. Met the Man, the Red Man as well, headlining that. And that's at the Frozen Harbor Music Festival. So if you have not got your ticket, holla at me and I will give you a discount. Not a food stamp discount, but a discount that is definitely going to be feasible for anyone that would like to come to the show. Definitely come and show your support. I appreciate that.
Awesome. So we have a little game. It's either or trivia, so we can just learn a little bit more about you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna just say two things.
Okay.
Tell me what you like, what you prefer, and this is open to everybody in the room too.
Oh, nice.
Once he tells us what he likes, we can give him some feedback. All right, so we starting off a little easy.
Okay.
Ravioli or spaghetti?
Spaghetti. I used to tear ravioli up, but that was like too much sodium and that wasn't healthy. So yeah, spaghetti.
Yeah, that's Chef Boyardee. That was like the move.
I ate like
middle
5
school.
of them a day. Oh my gosh, man! I'm surprised I have high blood pressure. Yeah.
Right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
I knew that already.
Yes.
So you have 2 dogs, right?
2 beautiful dogs. Yes, a blue pit and a little dwarf red-nosed pit, whatever she is.
Good choice.
Yeah.
All right, Nicki or Cardi?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, neither.
Okay.
Only because I don't really follow them, neither one of them. But if I had to take a choice, I say Cardi. Only because she just seems more authentic as a person. I think Nicki's too mainstreamed in the game.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine about that the other day, just how over time we hope as artists that you grow.
Yes,
and grow in your, I think both of them are dope MCs, but growing with your content and your style, your representation, and I find that Nicki is just lacking in that. It's growth.
You are absolutely right. But
she Trini, so I have to.
You gotta show your brethren, love. But I think with Nicki it's because the people in her ear are forcing her to be who she was when she was super duper hot. Because Cardi is now experiencing what Nicki already has, for the first time. And the Nicki today can't compete with the hot Cardi now. So first thing they're gonna say is, all right, well, you're gonna have to start dressing like you were when you first came out and start talking. It's sad because that's all industry. I don't even think that's really Nicki. I think that's the industry that's doing that to her.
So have you seen the twerk video yet?
I've seen pieces of it.
Is this new? The twerk video?
Yeah. It's with, I don't know. Yeah, it's Cardi B's in it.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I've seen pieces of that. Yeah, she's like in a strip club and she's on the pole and all that stuff.
It's a bunch of it's like hundreds of women twerking in different spots.
Tyrone, have you seen it?
No.
Is that like her anaconda?
Tyrone's like, I'm
Is
gonna
that
go
her
look at that
anaconda
thing.
video? That's her
There's
anaconda.
a feature in it. The name of the main artist I don't remember right now, but it's one of those videos.
All right.
It's what the people like. It's what the people want. She's giving the people what they want.
And
I
we're
understand.
moving on.
Politics. I get it.
Moving
I
on.
get it.
Are you an early bird or a night
Oh
owl?
my gosh, I am such an early bird. It's not even funny.
Oh,
You won't believe
snap.
what time I get up. You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
5 a.m.
Nah, I usually get up like around between 3:45 and 4:15.
What time do you go to sleep?
That's the funny thing about it. Sometimes I stay up as late as like maybe 10 o'clock. Sometimes, but I still get up. I've always been an early bird since I was in high school, which is natural.
Wow.
And I never use an alarm clock. I don't matter what time
Usually
I go to bed.
people in the music industry, people are night owls because you're recording late.
I fell asleep in the club one time. I performed at it and I was in the back and I was done. I told my DJ, I was like, man, this is crazy, man. Just wake me up when it's time for us to go on the stage. Like, seriously, like, I be like struggling at every show
Yeah.
that we do.
Yeah, I remember when Debbie Allen, one of the first times I met Debbie Allen, she was talking about how everybody has the same 24 hours in a day,
Yeah.
and disciplining yourself as an artist to wake up earlier so you can.
Absolutely, because while you sleep, the other person out there is getting your spot possibly.
Yeah.
Debbie Allen, fame.
I'm trying to get up earlier, but
You got it. You up right now?
I'm trying.
There's some people that's asleep right now that's
I'm
missing out
trying.
on the opportunity to be on here.
I'm not at 3 a.m. though. I might be going to sleep at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, Kanye or Jay-Z?
Oh, goodness. Don't even mention Kanye right now to me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, we especially we judging off the last body of work. So, you're talking 444 versus what? What did he even come out with last?
Kanye?
No. That one where he did in Wyoming.
Oh,
That
oh yeah,
Wyoming
yeah.
mess. Man, Kanye's, he's in, I don't know, man. I don't even want to be one of those people even, because I don't even like talking negatively about people, because I don't do it because I'm an optimist. What I would say is that Kanye he's got that Nicki syndrome. He's regressing. And I think he's misdirected as well. I think he's got people in his corner, a bunch of yes men and people that aren't really actually communicating with him the things that he should and should not be doing. I feel bad for Kanye. I feel like he's lost. He was such a big, huge part of the black community in Uprising that I knew somebody was going straight up get out him. You know what I mean? I think that's what's happening now. So definitely Jay-Z, for sure.
His last album was called
Yay. And
That's the one in Wyoming.
yeah, he did in
Yay?
Wyoming.
They hunkered down. They made Push's album,
Yeah.
Taylor's album,
Okay.
his album, and then Kid Cudi's
And he had the worst out of all of them, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, I listened to about maybe 15 seconds of each song just to see, and oh my gosh, I literally wanted to cry because I still be listening to College Dropout, Late Registration.
Yeah, I listened to the
even
old
even the Dark,
Kanye.
Beautiful, Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, for sure.
I like, y'all understand. I'm such a hip hop head, music head. I'm serious. Like, I literally cried. Like, it hurts me because I'm an artist. I'm cut from the same cloth as Kanye, and to see and I know it's the industry that's doing
I was gonna
that
say,
to
do
them.
you think it's the
I know it's
It
the
is.
industry. I've heard conversations. It's really a secret society within the industry. There's people that I was in the studio with that would not touch me because I don't have that handshake, or I don't have the credentials. And I'm not going to even name any names. I'll tell you off record. It's some weird, twisted stuff that goes on in the industry. And if you don't got that card or whatever it is you got, they won't touch you, no matter how dope you are. So that's why I say stay true to yourself. Do not get desperate, because you could be one of those chicks like R. Kelly had that would do anything to compromise your soul, your spirit, and all
Absolutely.
that stuff. So
Dope. So can you share a little bit with us
the industry.
a rhyme? No, a rhyme.
Oh, just like the
Yeah.
style of it.
No, some of your music.
Well, I have so much music out there, but like off the top, I'd be like, I could say something like, I grab the microphone and I give y'all tons of hints. Senica Lee, the head decapitated with the flavor. I got the Timberland on. She's got the It's a Creator. That's what's on the front of your shirt. I give them work. Always stay clean, never meddle in the dirt. And that's how I do it. When I rhyme, it's a blessing. We met up on the set of
Sessions.
Correction. I get in you like indigestion. When I rhyme, it's always on time with perfection. Any adolescent stressing what I'm saying, understand the music, what I'm spitting, what I'm playing. I grab the microphone and I get so dope. I'm looking at the camera and it says Atomos, Dragon Red, Senica Lee, Never Dead. I grab the microphone right now and hit you up in the head. Yo, off the top of the dome, I just do it. I'm always representing the art, love, truth, and music. Oh, we're gonna snap. That's what we're gonna do. That's that spoken word stuff right there.
That's a poetry.
That's just something off the top.
Poet.
You know what I mean? It's just you know, what I like to say is just be yourself. Keep it real with yourself. Once you do that, everyone else around you will respect you. And I always tell the kids too in Bible study, lead by example, always.
Awesome. Thanks, Senica, for being here, for
Thank
sharing your story.
Marjuan. I'm sorry, Marjuan.
And you had it all the time.
The
It was
silent.
just you were just nervous.
I was
That's
nervous.
all right.
You had me scared.
That's
like,
all
you're
right.
so
That's
official
all right.
right now.
But
sorry.
make sure to follow Senica, your social media. What's your handle?
Everything is Senica Da Misfit. So it's SENICADA Misfit. My website, SenicaDaMisfit.com. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Senica Da Misfit.
And your album Poetic Ruckus is out.
It's out right now.
Check him out. His upcoming shows, all the work that he's doing right here in Maryland, Baltimore. Thank you for representing your music, yourself, your truth, our community, and sending you good vibes.
I certainly appreciate that. On another note too, I'll be on the episode of True Conviction as well that airs on the Discovery Investigative Discovery Network too. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
you.
I thank you.